This meeting of the Select Board is called to order on November 14th, 2023 at 6:01 p.m. This meeting is being held in person and/or remotely as an alternate means of public access pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and all other applicable laws temporarily amending certain provisions of the open meeting law. You are hereby advised that this meeting and all communications during this meeting may be recorded by the Town of Hingham in accordance with the open meeting law. If any participant wishes to record this meeting, please notify the chair at the start of the meeting in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, so that the chair may inform all other participants of said recording. Is anyone else recording the meeting? Okay. Participating this evening, myself, Liz Klein, Chair, Joe Fisher, and Bill Ramsey. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're willing and able, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next is approval of minutes. I believe we have one set of minutes. You ready to proceed?
Ready to proceed.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes dated October 24th, 2023.
Before we second it, I thought we were doing November 7th.
I think this, yes, November 7th are what we have in the packet.
Yeah. Do you want to amend your motion there?
I would. The vote list obviously has a 24th.
I know.
So.
Oh, you have the wrong date.
Have we approved October 24th?
I think we did.
Yeah, okay, all right. Then I would withdraw that motion and make a motion to approve the minutes dated November 7th, 2023.
Second.
Roll call vote. Joe?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. Passes unanimously. Excellent. Next on the agenda is recognition of Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year recipients. I'm going to turn it over to Bill Ramsey to present.
Thank you. Good evening. I am pleased to announce that the personnel who responded to the incident at the Apple Store on November 21st, 2022 will be awarded the Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year Award. The 34th Annual Firefighter of the Year ceremony is tentatively planned for Tuesday, November 21st, 2023 at 10 a.m. at Mechanics Hall in Worcester, where the governor will recognize firefighters from across the Commonwealth for acts of heroism and bravery. And this year, members of the Hingham Fire Department will be honored. Before I list the names of the honorees, I want to turn it over to Chief Steve Murphy for some comments.
Thank you, and thank you for taking the time to recognize the firefighters for their response to the Apple Store incident. I'm also honored that the governor will recognize them at the 34th Annual Firefighter of the Year ceremony next week. Daily, firefighters respond to numerous calls, including medical calls, motor vehicle accidents, fires, investigations, fire alarms, and many others. Usually, the calls might be considered routine and handled quickly and efficiently. Occasionally, they are tasked with extreme circumstances and are challenged both physically and mentally. Each year, the governor takes the time to recognize the firefighters across the Commonwealth for heroic action by putting themselves in life-threatening danger to rescue strangers. Those firefighters whose actions truly go above and beyond the call of duty. I'm sure most people are familiar with the Apple Store incident, but I want to briefly provide some context on what the firefighters faced. It's been almost a year. As Bill just mentioned, the call happened November 21st, 2022, when a SUV was driven into the Apple Store at high speed. Unfortunately, one gentleman was killed and 24 others were injured, many with significant injuries. The call came in at 10:45 a.m. with multiple 911 calls for a vehicle into the building. Some of the callers stated 7 to 10 people injured, patients with severe bleeding, and one person unresponsive. The Shrek answered 11 911 calls in the first minute alone. As dispatch relayed this to the responders, it became clear that this wasn't a typical call. The shift commander, Captain Winnie, began rerouting apparatus responding to other incidents and calling for additional help, specifically multiple ambulance strike teams. Deputy Levinson, who is here with us tonight, was the first firefighter on the scene. When the call came in, he was on Cushing Street driving the Quint to the dealership, and he arrived within a few minutes. The deputy walked into what many said looked like a movie scene, except it wasn't a movie. He found a large hole in the glass wall. A vehicle had driven all of the way through the store and hit the back wall. The fire alarms were sounding, and many noticeably injured patients were lying all over the place, both outside and in the store. Unfortunately, some were pinned between the vehicle, the large tables, or the back wall. As more help arrived, it was clear that many patients needed immediate life-saving care. Thanks to the help of Hingham Police and fire personnel, they applied 9 tourniquets to 7 different patients. Afterward, the trauma surgeons at South Shore Hospital said they did not doubt that this care saved lives. One challenge the rescuers faced was rescuing the patients pinned by the vehicle. The back wall at the store was made out of 1-inch thick stone, similar to a Korean countertop. The vehicle had damaged this wall so severely that it was hanging precariously and would have killed someone if it fell. The only way to extricate the patients was to call for a tow truck and pull the vehicle away, which further jeopardized the instability. The crews put their own lives at risk to accomplish this task. After successfully removing the vehicle and tables, the firefighters continued extricating and treating patients. I want to praise everyone's professionalism and competence, and I'm very proud of the result. Unfortunately, one person, Kevin Bradley, died, but thanks to the great work of the Hingham Fire Department, the Hingham Police Department, surrounding fire and police departments, South Shore Hospital, and numerous private ambulance companies, they treated and transported 19 patients to the hospital within 45 minutes, all of which survived.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Before I read the names into the record, I do want to echo what the Chief said. I'll tell you, I remember that day pretty clearly as I was the chair that year, and I was talking with Tom all afternoon, and I got a chance to talk to Chief Jones as well. But I'm just so proud of the way our fire department and our police department responded that day to roll up on a mass casualty event with injuries of that nature, that significant of injuries, that many injuries, is unbelievable in the way that they treated the wounded under stressful and challenging circumstances. As Chief said, many lives were saved that day, and again, I'm just so proud of the way our firefighters responded, and very grateful for their service.
Yes.
You want to say something
Thank
else
you,
before I
Bill.
read the-
Yes, thank you. Our deepest gratitude. I'm thrilled that you will be recognized at the state level. Certainly, we in Hingham are grateful every day. I think we all remember that day, exactly where we were and what was going on. Tragedy like that doesn't happen often here, thankfully. But you were prepared, and your professionalism and your expertise absolutely saved lives that day. So thank you. And congratulations on this recognition. It's important for you and all of the members of the team to know how grateful we are and that it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you. Do you want to add anything, Joe?
So I would just add a personal note. A good friend of mine was in the Apple store at the time, and the car headed towards her, and fortunately for her, veered away. So she was not significantly injured, but she really, other than being jarred, was very impressed with the performance of the Hingham firefighters and police officers. So personally, I would just extend a thanks for your professionalism and your support.
On November 21st, 2023 at 10 a.m. at Mechanics Hall in Worcester, the following members of the Hingham Fire Department will be honored. Deputy Chief Lou LaChance, Lieutenant Kristen Napoli, Lieutenant Michael Giese, Firefighter Tim Holmes, Firefighter Alex Bailey, Firefighter Kevin McMasters, Deputy Chief Dave Levinson, Lieutenant Dave Nickerson, Lieutenant Sarah Joy, Firefighter Ryan Twomley, Firefighter Angela Clancy, Captain Nathaniel Winnie, Lieutenant Tom Jacinto, Firefighter Nicole Pincus, Firefighter Thomas Betzart, and firefighter Patrick Sheridan. All members are invited to attend the ceremony. Deputy Levinson will be on stage to accept the award for the Hingham Fire Department. With that, Chiefs, if you come on up, and the Select Board prepared citations for all of the 16 firefighters, and I'm going to read it briefly into the record. The Select Board, on behalf of the town of Hingham, recognizes and celebrates your acts of heroism and bravery. Your remarkable courage and swift response to the Apple Store incident on November 21st, 2022 exemplifies the highest standards of professionalism and dedication to public safety. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to you for your well-deserved recognition as a recipient of the Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year Award. This honor is a testament to your outstanding service and commitment to protecting our community. We thank you for your unwavering dedication. Signed, Elizabeth Klein, Chair, Joseph Fisher, and William C. Ramsey. Chief, thank you very much. If you could present each of the firefighters on our behalf with our gratitude, it'd be appreciated.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to do a photo?
I don't know.
Probably, right?
Yeah. You guys
Do you wanna
looking for
do a
quick
photo?
picture? Yeah, want me to do a quick picture? You too, Lou. You got Lou, all three. You got all three. You guys in front of the CO.
All right, you want to do the three of you, and then we'll get in?
Okay, we're going to join you.
Can you get us up?
Hold on, I'm gonna get all the papers out of the way. All right.
Awesome.
Tom sent you a special camera that crops out the grays.
Did I add any?
I was going to say.
Thanks, Lou.
Thank you for the
Congratulations.
words.
Thanks, Chief. Congratulations. Love you. Congratulations.
All right, next on the agenda, to consider approval of the Public Safety Facility Project Change Order Number 5 with Colantonio Incorporated. Let's see, we have Bob, I see, Paul, and JR.
Paul Callis is on there,
Yes.
probably.
Hi, welcome. Who wants to present this?
Paul, do you want to take
Paul?
this and explain what CO5 is?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep.
We can now, yep.
Okay, good. Change order number 5 is another change order for the public safety project. And before I even start talking about change order 5, I just want to recognize, you know, this is why we're doing this project.
Yeah, that's
You know, the actions of the fire department and the first responders that were just described in this commendation that you just given to the, you know, to the first responders and fire department, you know, is the reason why we're doing this new public safety facility. And that being said, I just want to, then now I can tell you that change order 5 is another, is a change in cost as a result of some differing site conditions mostly, and a couple of other changes that are going to add to the cost of the project. Change order 5 consists of changing a vestibule carpet finish from carpeting to epoxy flooring for $2,845. It is the cost associated with ledge removal, This is the big component of it. This is the reason why this change order is front of the select board tonight. The cost of the ledge removal is $192,470. This is subsurface condition that was not covered in the contract documents, other than to know that there was some ledge that would have to be removed, and a unit price was designated for that purpose of when it is encountered, whatever quantity it is pursuant to the unit cost that's in the contract. There also is two other changes. One is $8,824 for further soil pre-characterization and sampling, and to furnish and install 4 additional smoke detectors at locations that it was determined that we needed to have 4 more smoke detectors per the fire department. So the total of this change order is $208,231.69. And envisioning that this is approved, that ledge that's in this change order has all been removed. It's been trucked off site. The work is done. Then our construction contingency will be at $1,310,248. Any questions?
Excellent, thank you, Paul. So the unit cost for the ledge removal, that was already negotiated in the original contract, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable with what's remaining in the contingency fund?
Yes, it is. We're probably, it's hard to put an exact number on as far as what we might still encounter. We do know that there is expected some ledge over where on the fresh pond, the fresh market side of the site, or when they excavate for the parking garage, but it's anticipated to be less than what has been found so far. And even with that, we will be, by that point in time, we'll be out of the ground, and most of the risk that that we'd be faced with will, which is the cost to get out of the ground and beyond the hidden subsurface conditions, will be beyond that.
Okay. Okay. Joe, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I just want to follow up on the cost of the ledge removal. So that $192,000, is that incremental to something else that's in the budget for ledge removal?
Incremental to something else?
In other words, was there a line item already approved for ledge removal, and we're adding an additional $192,000, or is this the total amount?
No, there was not a line item for ledge removal. There was not any ledge that was indicated in the borings reports and the geotechnical report that was created for the site. Wherever they dug borings, they didn't find any ledge in all those locations. Now that we're excavating this big footprint of the building, I'm not sure if you've been out there, they're finding ledge.
Okay, got it. No other questions.
Bill?
Paul, thanks for the presentation. So just to recap, so the total for all change orders so far, this is 001 to 005. It's just under 300,000. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, so that leaves us with about 1.3 left for construction contingencies?
That's correct.
Okay, great. Appreciate the presentation, and good to see this project moving forward.
Yes, and you're encouraged to come and visit.
I will happily do so.
We'll wear hard hats when we show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, we got the hats, we got everything ready, waiting for you.
Excellent. Chief, did you want to add anything? No? Okay. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay. See, I'm ready to take a motion.
I move to authorize the town administrator to sign change order number 5 with Colantonio, Inc. for the cost proposals outlined in the letter from Hill International, Inc., dated November 14th, 2023, in an amount not to exceed $208,231.69.
Second.
Roll call vote. Joe?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, JR. And we'll set up a time to come on site.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can depart now, correct?
Correct. You're welcome to stay, but no, you don't have to stay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is notice regarding a school committee meeting to be held on November 27th, 2023 at 6:30 PM regarding the naming of a proposed wellness center at Hingham High School. So we received a memo from Superintendent Dr. Adams, is addressed to me. I'll just read it so people understand kind of what's happening. But pursuant to the Town of Hingham General Bylaws, Article 40, the naming of public building and public lands, and the Town of Hingham Select Board naming bylaw policy, the Hingham School Committee will hold a public meeting on Monday, November 27th, 2023 at 6:30 PM for the purpose of the naming of a proposed wellness center at Hingham High School. The wellness center will replace the previous high school concession building adjacent to the Hingham High School track area into a fitness and wellness facility. The Hingham Sports Partnership is currently pursuing fundraising to support the building construction. Pursuant to the Town of Hingham Select Board naming bylaw policy, the Hingham Public Schools seeks the support of the Hingham Select Board and Town Administrator in meeting the requirement to widely advertise the meeting, including the following. The Select Board includes a notice of said public meeting on its next agenda to further inform the public. 2, the Town Administrator or Designee assists in using available town listservs. And 3, the Town Administrator or Designee shall assist the Board, Committee, or Department to disseminate additional notices of the public meeting to local media. The Hingham Public Schools will also take steps to use all available means at its disposal to advertise widely the meeting. So this is our step in the widely advertising, adding it to Select Board agenda. We are not planning on meeting next week, November 21st, so that's why we're discussing it at this agenda in advance of their meeting on November 27th. So this is the legal notice. The Hingham School Committee will hold a public meeting on the naming of a proposed wellness center at Hingham High School on November 27, 2023 at 6:30 PM in accordance with Town of Hingham General Bylaws, Article 40, and the Town of Hingham Select Board naming bylaw policy. This notice is in accordance with the Town of Hingham Select Board naming bylaw policy to widely advertise public meetings for the naming of public buildings. Any interested person shall be given an opportunity to be heard. So certainly encourage members of the public who want to share feedback or voice any opinions to attend that meeting on November 27th. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Do you want to add anything, Joe or Bill?
No, this
Okay.
looks to be consistent with the naming policy that
Yes.
this board passed.
Just approved last week, so here we are in action.
And the requirement to widely advertise.
Yep, and just so we all know, we did post it today, it's on the website as
Okay.
of right now.
And
So,
we'll
I'll
serve
post
it, I will send it through our listserv.
We will, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah, and it's already been done, yeah, that's
Okay.
been sent.
And I think we said local media, so should make sure it gets to the Hingham Anchor.
Yep.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Next on the agenda are appointments. Do we have any appointments this
No.
evening?
I have none this evening.
Okay, next on the agenda is public comment. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay, seeing none. Next is Town Administrator and Select Board reports. Art?
Nothing this evening. Thank you.
Okay, Michelle?
Nothing for me either, thanks.
Tom?
Not tonight, thank you.
Okay, Bill?
Hope everybody enjoys next week and gets to spend some time with your families.
Yes, yes, happy Thanksgiving. Joe?
So we just had 2 Veterans Day ceremonies in town. One was at Linden Ponds, and the second one here at Town Hall. Both were very well attended, exceptional services, and at the one at Town Hall, our chair, Liz Klein, gave a speech that was, I think, moving and really just a tremendous speech, so thank you, Liz.
Thank you for saying that.
That's all I have.
Thank you. We also attended a Veterans Assembly at the Hingham Middle School which was lovely. They did a really nice job. I think it was really meaningful for everyone that attended. So thank you for everyone's efforts honoring our veterans last week, and happy Thanksgiving.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote. Joe?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. We are adjourned at 6:26 PM. Thank you.